Well, it's finally happened. Rise of Skywalker finally came out, and it is underwhelming. I do not really like this movie. I saw Rise of Skywalker last Saturday. It is Friday, I think. I don't know. It's the holidays. Time is dead. It's taken me all this time just to think on what to say about this movie, because the moment I walked out of that theater, I did not like it. I thought it was worse than Last Jedi somehow, but after a week of thinking, I've decided it's not as bad as The Last Jedi, and it's better than Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace as well. But that doesn't make it good. It's still not good. It's just messy. The movie is just a series of rushed fetch quests, and none of them are particularly interesting. They just keep introducing plot threads that don't go anywhere for no reason, and they don't actually explain anything. It's just like, all right, we're gonna do this, this is gonna happen, we're gonna go here, do this. And it's at such a fast speed that isn't balanced very well. It's a fast-paced movie is okay if it's done right, and this isn't done right. It's not shot super well, and none of the action is very good. These duels in this movie, the lightsaber duels, aren't good. They're just kind of boring. I don't know. It's hard to explain why I really don't like this movie without going into spoilers, so we're gonna go into sort of spoilers here in a second. If you don't want to know anything, it's been out for a week. If you care, you're probably gonna see it, but if you don't want to know anything, just stop watching, because it's spoilers from here on out. But if you care a little bit of spoilers, keep watching, and then I'll warn you when I get into the big boy spoilers, okay? Cool. Palpatine is wasted. He's useless. He doesn't do anything. And since this is sort of spoilers, I won't say much of anything else, but they also, Jar Jar Rose, where she was really important in the first movie she was in, but everybody hated her, so she's just kind of there in the sequel. There's even a scene where Finn is like, "Hey Rose, you should come with us," and she's like, "Nope, gotta study some plans or something," for no real reason. She's just kind of just takes a nap. I don't know. Rey is so much more of a Mary Sue than she was in the other two. And I'll admit, I didn't think she was as bad a Mary Sue as a lot of people said she was in the first two movies. Still a Mary Sue, but not as bad. This movie, she's just reached godhood. It's been like a year, and she's just the most powerful thing. And there is stuff that she should not have been able to learn that easy. She has some of the rarest force powers ever. Force heal, psychometry, probably other stuff too. But she just, I don't know, it's just so over the top now, with no real explanation. A little bit, there is one, but it's stupid, and I don't accept it, because it's dumb. Finn and Poe are still boring characters with no real arc. They just kind of are there the whole movie. I still don't really like Poe all that much. I don't hate Poe, but I don't really like him. He's just not particularly interesting, and they kind of get into his backstory in this movie. Well, why? It's too little too late. Have him do anything that isn't just fly an X-Wing and be a dickhead. And Finn is just useless in this movie. He's got a whole secret that he wants to tell Rey in this movie, and I don't care what it is, because you didn't... I don't know, it's just not good. If they could have made it good, if those two were a couple, honestly, they have such good chemistry, Finn and Poe, that if they were a goddamn couple, most of my issues would be fixed, because it would be compelling enough, because they're a super cute couple. Do ship. They're actually way better than Reylo and Finn Rey, or whatever the ship is called. All the other ships in the new trilogy kind of suck, except for that one. The new characters are kind of dumb, I'm not gonna lie. Zori, or the Power Ranger, whatever her name was, doesn't do anything. And the same thing with Janna. Janna could have been really cool. She just shows up and they're like, oh, I'm a former stormtrooper. Cool. You could have done something with that, and if they're trying to make Disney Plus spinoffs off of those two, I'm not watching them because that's a cop-out. I like the one Disney Plus series they have right now. The Mandalorian is so damn good, but if they're trying to set up spin-offs with this movie, I'm not watching them, honestly. Dio and Babu Freak were pretty cute as well, but are just there to sell toys. They are totally useless. This whole trilogy is pretty much just two step-parents fighting over what they want to do with it. J.J. Abrams started the trilogy with such a good start. I really like Force Awakens. And then Rian Johnson threw all of that out the window with The Last Jedi, and then gave it back to J.J. Abrams, who threw all of the interesting things that The Last Jedi did, and threw all of those out the window. So it's just contradictory and dumb, and I don't like it. This movie does not feel like Episode 9. It feels like Episode 8 and 9 together, because it's such a course correction. I don't like The Last Jedi, but if you're gonna do something, just stick with it. Like, please, just do it. Like, I liked some of the things The Last Jedi did. Not a lot of it, but a lot of the things I did were good, and I think part of that stems from the fact that The Last Jedi ends. It ends the trilogy. There's no cliffhanger. It just kind of stops. And now this movie doesn't know what to do, and the writers are not competent enough to actually go with the interesting stuff that The Last Jedi did. It's the writer of Batman v Superman, so it's not good. It shows, trust me, it's not very good, the writing. We're gonna get into real spoilers now. So if you really don't want to be spoiled truly, stop watching. It's not a very good movie. Maybe you should go see it. If you like Star Wars, you might like this movie. It just kind of hits the boxes for a Star Wars movie, but not very well. There's lightsaber duels, there's space battles, there's stormtroopers, but it's not very interesting. If that's all you want out of a movie, to see some cool stuff, it's not that cool, but it does some neat stuff. It does some really neat stuff. Not very many of them, but a couple of them. So that's it. We're getting into hard spoilers now, so if you don't want to know anything, stop watching. I already said that. I'm really tired. I was playing Fallen Order till like 1 o'clock last night after not sleeping for a very long time, so I'm kind of out of it today. Alright, so first spoiler. I don't know why, but the biggest thing that this movie bugged me was that they didn't call the Sith holocron a holocron. They call it a wayfinder or whatever, and maybe they're a different thing. But also, just call it a goddamn holocron. It's a holocron. It's the same thing. Just call it, please. It just bugs me way more than it should. I don't know why, but that was honestly the most annoying thing in the movie for me. And I know that's such a dumb nitpick, but it just bugs the hell out of me, and I don't know why. Everything, all the scenes with Leia in this movie are really awkward. I know they did the best they could, and it's super, super unfortunate that Carrie Fisher died. But you could tell they didn't know how to deal with it. She should have just not been in the movie. It's just not good. Like, the actors, you can tell, are uncomfortable shooting the scenes. It's not very well done, and she just leaves and takes a nap, but frickin' Maz Kanata, who's in this movie again for some reason, she just shows up again, but she's just, she's going off, she's gonna save her son. How does she know that? And then Leia just takes a nap and dies. Also, apparently she was trained to be a Jedi. That wasn't mentioned before. I feel that would have come up at some point. And she had her whole lightsaber and everything. Why did that not come up? It's just such a course correction. I just don't like it. She should have just not been in the movie, and that's unfortunate. And then apparently she makes Kylo see Han Solo in the weird little vision. That scene didn't click for me. I think it was partially because you could tell Harrison Ford did not want to be in that movie. It could have been done better because they did the whole dialogue that they did right before he killed Han, which was actually pretty cool. But it's such a 180 from I'm a bad guy, I'm gonna kill Rey. Oh, I guess I love her. I saw my dad. It didn't click for me. I saw this movie with my girlfriend. Clicked for her. Apparently, I don't know. I didn't talk to her about it, but I don't know. There was no reason to put Palpatine in this movie. You could tell they didn't know what to do, so like, fuck it, just bring Palpatine back. No reason. Let's not even explain why he's in this movie. He's just alive again, and that's not good. And also, he has weird cultists for some reason. Never explain where those are from. And the Knights of Ren just turn on Kylo. Apparently they work for Palpatine. Knights of Ren. Still don't care about them. There's just nothing to them. They're just generic bad guys. They're pretty much just stormtroopers, honestly. They're just fancy stormtroopers. And that's underwhelming, because it could have been really cool. Palpatine, he doesn't look like Palpatine either. He just kind of, he doesn't look as gross. He looks like he's been using Proactive or something. I don't get it. Force heal is dumb. It's used pretty well in The Mandalorian, but in this movie, Rey can just heal everybody, and now Ben Solo is strong enough that he can just bring Rey back from the dead, and I don't like that. Just kill them already. Kill one of them. And I know they kill Kylo, but why? He just kind of dies, and they kiss, and I don't like it, because I never liked them kissing. I never liked Reylo, and they still did it, and I hate it. Also, Rey gets her little I am Iron Man moment. You could tell so much that they're trying to pull an end game with this big final moment, with the big sacrifice or whatever, and it's just super set up, like the way Iron Man kills Thor, not Thor, kills Thanos. It is just not good. But I will say the Jedi voices that went through her head, that was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was awesome. But it would have been way cooler to see them as Force Ghosts. That's such a wasted opportunity to not bring them back as Force Ghosts. It really, really should have been. Also, Palpatine goes out like a bitch. That's 3 for 3 that he gets lightning to the face and doesn't know how to turn it off. The Final Order is just dumb. The big fancy Star Destroyer fleet. One of the big things I didn't want out of this movie was another goddamn Death Star. But nope, they gave me an entire fleet of them. And I hate that so very much. It's just lazy. It's just, and the way they kill them, they just kind of stop. Finn is like, oh, I guess I'm Force sensitive now. I'm gonna go kill all the ships. And then he's like, oh, I guess we're gonna die here on this ship. And then they just stop and they save him or something. It's just not well done. They just show up, this secret huge fleet out of nowhere, fully staffed. It's just, I don't get it. Where did this come from? You just had this whole fleet and you didn't use it? Kylo Ren seems kind of out of it in this movie too. I don't know why, but like Adam Driver, he carries this trilogy. He is so good in these movies, but in this movie, most of his scenes were just kind of there. Like, there's one scene where he just kills one of his own officers who is asking a rational question. He just kills him. Like, he wasn't even being a dick. Like, you know, you could tell they're trying to mirror A New Hope in the little conference scene where Vader force chokes that one guy because he was being a bitch about the Force. But that guy wasn't doing anything in this movie. He was literally asking, he's like, well, where did these ships come from? Can we trust this? This just seems kind of weird to me. And Kylo just kills him. Like, I don't know why. Why do these officers work for him? Because he's just killing them. Speaking of First Order leaders, Hux is now the worst villain in Star Wars. He just turns into a good guy out of nowhere. He went from being Space Hitler in Force Awakens, which was really cool, and then he goes to being a joke in Last Jedi, and now he's a good guy. And his reasoning was dumb. He's just like, I don't want to see you guys win, I just want to see Kylo Ren lose. I don't like it. It's just out of nowhere, and there's no foreshadowing for it at all. I just don't like it. And the very final shot of this movie, Rey goes to Tatooine and buries the lightsabers in sand. Why? Why did you do that? There's no reason for it. She doesn't even know where that is or why you would go there. There's just no answer. And that's one of the biggest problems with this movie. They just don't answer any questions. They're just like, okay, we gotta go get this thing. Why? We gotta know. Who cares? Chewie's dead, but now he's not dead. There's just another ship you didn't see, but I'm not gonna explain that. I don't like this movie. I'm gonna be honest. Better than Last Jedi, better than Attack of the Clones, and better than Phantom Menace. But it's not very good. Sorry, I just don't really like it. Maybe I'm just really cynical. I wanted so badly to like this movie, but I didn't, and that makes me sad. The best thing to come out of this movie was honestly the Battlefront update. That update is awesome, and I love it. So yeah, that about brings it to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good rest of your holidays. But, however, Palpatine says do it in this movie. So basically best movie ever. Bye.